Okay, 33 days left. Jess, I'm going to start with you. Polls haven't come out. We're going to see them probably the next day or two. Give me the number, national, and there was about 7 swing states. I would think Ohio is still long gone, but you think Florida and the rest are now all of a sudden back in play?
I don't think anything's off the table at this point. And, you know, the polls have been, some you see they're neck and neck and some have a wider spread. But it really is going to be a state-by-state contest. We knew it was going to be like that from the beginning. So you're going to see them zeroing in, spending all their times in the states that come up for election.
But they got to make a decision, and you know this better than anybody, where you spend your money. You got limited resources. Does he write off Ohio and double down on Florida? Florida's
a must-win. I don't think they'll write off Ohio, but we'll see what happens in the next numbers that come out. But Ohio is not a must-win, but he's got to be playing there for right now.
Joe, you think Romney runs through the middle for the rest of this thing?
No, I think you have 2 very different views of how to take the country forward. I think he sticks to his guns. I think the Ryan debate next week is important as well, because again, I think this is an issues-based campaign. As President Obama said to his credit, there are 2 very different views of how to take the country forward, and I think we began to see that last night, and we got to begin to look at, fact check some of these numbers, and ultimately I think he sticks to his guns and goes forward with basically a more free enterprise, pro-business approach than the big government spend approach that President Obama and my opponent are taking. I'm not sure about your view, John, but certainly my opponent.
Nice way to work that one in. Andrew, where do you think the president goes from here?
Well, I think the president continues in the path that he's been on. I think
we saw a different president today than we saw last week. I think he got the memo last night that Romney's not going quietly into the good night. Does he take a more aggressive position than he has prior? Does he try and act presidential above it all?
No, I think we'll see a little bit more of candidate Obama than we've seen out of the president over the last couple of months, and I think you'll see him doubling down on the free ads and things like that. Look,
I don't. Tough for here on the next debate.
Yeah, I think he will be, but I don't think this changes all that much. I mean, I think it maybe changes a point and a half in the national, but it, as for the states that are blue that could go gray, maybe a couple. But I don't think this is a game changer in terms of the overall electoral map.
Down to Florida all over again. And we're going to see job numbers coming out soon. At best, it'll be a wash for the president. It could be worse. What do you think they're looking at nationally, and for that matter, Democrats are too? What's the big push on the left here between now and November?
With regard to
With
jobs?
regard to really anything. What do they do in the home stretch?
I think that with any polls that you look at, you don't just look at the polls. You need to put the gas pedal down and keep going. Whether you're up by 10 or 15 points, you need to run until the end. I believe that the president will push on the gas a little bit harder now and come out and be a little bit more aggressive. And there's 2 ways to run a campaign: scared or unopposed. And so.
I think we're going to hear 47%. We're going to hear that number quite a bit from now on. And we had a good friend, Tom Donahue, who you guys know very well. We were talking about Reverend Wright here in the ad yesterday. You think we hear that name quite a bit?
Obama has thrown everything but the kitchen sink at Romney. And last night, in 90 minutes, he was just able to debunk all of that. So I think he's got a tough job on his hands going forward.
Grin off your face. This woman's been floating the whole day. All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.